December 9, 1959. BMW's shareholders are voting on a full merger with Mercedes-Benz. 2 hours from yes, one man changes the room. Today, BMW. Welcome back, Mac here. Today we open the BMW glovebox. 107 years, aircraft engines, motorcycles, one near-death shareholder vote, and the family that still owns the company. 44 slides. Let's go. 1916, Munich. The First World War needs aero engines. 1916, Munich. Engineer Karl Rapp runs Rapp Motorenwerke, a small aero engine company near the Oberweisenfeld airfield. Austrian engineer Franz Josef Popp arrives to oversee military production. He immediately understands the company has a structural problem. March 7, 1916. Rapp becomes Bayerische Flugzeugwerke, Bavarian Aircraft Works. July 21, 1917. A new entity registers as Bayerische Motorenwerke GmbH. Franz Josef Popp is managing director. The acronym is BMW. The BMW 3A, 6-cylinder inline, 185 horsepower. Designed for high-altitude performance, carburation that didn't falter above 4,000 meters. By 1918, it is powering German fighter aircraft. Then the armistice arrives, June 28, 1919. The Treaty of Versailles. Article 198. Germany is prohibited from manufacturing military aircraft or aero engines. BMW's core product is now illegal. Popp pivots. He doesn't close the company. He finds a new product. 1923. The BMW R32 motorcycle. Flat twin engine, shaft drive, not chain. The design choice that will define BMW motorcycles for the next 100 years. Max Friz engineers it in 3 months. It wins its first race in 1924. 1928. BMW acquires Fahrzeugfabrik Eisenach, and with it a license to build the Austin 7. They rebadge it as the Dixie. It is not elegant. It is a British car with a Bavarian logo. But it gets BMW into four-wheeled transport. By 1938, the Roundel is on everything. Here is the thing everyone gets wrong about the BMW Roundel. It is not a spinning propeller. It is the Bavarian state flag, white and blue quadrants inside a circle, registered as a trademark in 1917. The propeller story? A 1929 advertising campaign invented it. BMW never corrected them. 1936, the BMW 328, 2-liter straight six, 0 to 100 in under 10 seconds. Faster than almost anything on public roads that year. It wins the Mille Miglia in 1938 outright. The engine is technically a decade ahead of its contemporaries. Here is the 1938 footprint. Munich Milbertshofen, main plant, motorcycle and car assembly. Allach, aero engine production. Eisenach, the former Dixie Works, now building BMW cars. 3 sites, 27,000 employees. Between 1933 and 1939, BMW revenue more than quintuples. Aero engines become the dominant revenue line. The state is the customer driving the growth, and the state has plans. 1939, the BMW 801, a 14-cylinder radial aero engine producing 1,560 horsepower. It will power the Focke-Wulf FW-190, the Luftwaffe's primary fighter from 1941. The civil business is now irrelevant. The war economy is the business. Now we get to the part nobody at the press junket likes. Here is the 1944 footprint, different number. 1940, BMW's Munich Milbertshofen and Allach plants convert fully to military production, aero engines for the FW-190, motorcycle production for the Wehrmacht. Civil car production stopped. Then the labor shortage begins. Pause. Which badge next? Drop one. We pick from comments. Now we get to the part nobody at the press junket likes. BMW's own commission research from 2002 says what happened next. 1940, the Reich's Labor Office allocates forced workers to BMW plants. Prisoners of war first, Soviet, French, British. Then civilian deportees from occupied territories. Then concentration camp prisoners. The number at peak exceeds 20,000 across all BMW sites combined. Hold that. From 1943, a satellite concentration camp of Dachau is established at BMW Allach. Prisoners are marched from Dachau to produce aero engines. The BMW AG research document from 2002 names this directly. It is not a hostile source. BMW commissioned it. The 2002 report breaks it down by site. At peak in 1944, over 15,000 forced workers at Munich-Milbertshofen alone. Allach, several thousand concentration camp prisoners. Eisenach Works, additional thousands. BMW AG, 2002. Full link in the description. May 1945. The war ends. The forced labor program ends. Allied bombing has gutted the Munich plants. The Eisenach Works, in the Soviet zone, is seized. It continues producing cars under a different name, EMW. The BMW emblem is painted over. Munich, 1945 to 1948. The remaining BMW plant produces, according to Allied occupation records, pots, pans, and bicycles. The Aero Engine Company is making kitchen equipment. This is where BMW restarts. 2002. BMW AG commissions an independent academic study of forced labor at its plants during the Second World War. The company publishes the findings. It is 57 years after 1945. The number is 57 years. In 2002, they put it on the record. Now, the company nearly ceased to exist 14 years after the war. 1959. Things got close. 1955. BMW launches the 507 sports car. Price, 26,000 Deutschmarks, more than a house. Target market, American buyers. Actual units sold, 252 over 4 years. The losses from the 507 alone nearly bankrupt the company. At the same time, the Isetta, a bubble car with a front opening door, purchased under license from an Italian refrigerator company. BMW is selling an Italian refrigerator door on wheels while bleeding money from an unsold sports car. The product range makes no strategic sense. 1959. BMW reports a significant annual loss. Daimler-Benz, and the parent company of Mercedes, approaches with a full takeover offer. The BMW supervisory board is split. A faction supports the merger. The other faction calls an extraordinary general meeting. December 9, 1959. December 9, 1959. The extraordinary general meeting. Dealers, workers' representatives, and minority shareholders attend. The Mercedes deal is on the table. The vote goes against the merger. The company that will become the world's largest premium car maker, by 2 votes, stays independent. The key shareholder, Herbert Quandt, an industrialist and BMW investor who increases his stake from around 30% to over 50%, becoming majority shareholder, specifically to block the Mercedes deal. The Quandt family, including his children, Stefan Quandt and Suzanne Klatten, still holds approximately 46% of BMW today. BMW versus Mercedes. The receipts go back to 1959, 1962, the Neue Klasse, the BMW 1500, 4-door sedan, modern overhead cam engine, sports car handling. This is the car that actually saves the company, not the EGM vote, not Quandt's check. This car, filed under, things that needed to exist. 1966, the O2 series. The 2-liter engine from the Neue Klasse dropped into a 2-door body. It establishes the compact sports sedan template that no one else was making. The template becomes the 3 Series in 1975. The 3 Series is still in production today. 1972, BMW Motorsport GmbH is established. The brief, go racing. The result, 6 years later, the M1 mid-engine supercar developed in partnership with Lamborghini, who run out of money halfway through the project and hand it back. BMW finishes it alone. First production M car. The M badge outlasts every exec who signed off on it. 1986. The M3 E30. Homologated for touring car racing. High-revving 4-cylinder, 50-50 weight distribution. It wins the Deutsche Tourenwagen Meisterschaft in 87 and the World Touring Car Championship in 87. The car becomes the reference point for sports sedans, 30 years later still. The actual Mercedes rivalry is not on a racetrack. It is in every European corporate fleet booking for 40 years. 7 Series versus S-Class. The comparison that sells both cars. The argument that never resolves. BMW wins on driving dynamics. Mercedes wins on perceived prestige. Both sides are probably right. They didn't stay down. January 28, 1994. BMW acquires the Rover Group for $1.5 billion. The deal includes Rover, Land Rover, Mini, and MG. BMW management believes Rover will turn around with German engineering. It does not turn around with German engineering. 6 years of losses. Estimated total, over 3 billion Deutschmarks absorbed. In 2000, BMW sells the Rover brand and most of the business to a consortium called Phoenix for £10. Pause, £10. BMW keeps 2 assets, the Mini name and the Rolls-Royce brand rights. 2001, the new Mini launches, built in Oxford, German engineering, British name. The car sells faster than BMW projected. It keeps selling. By 2023, Mini is one of BMW Group's 3 core brands. 1998, Rolls-Royce Motors goes up for sale. Volkswagen bids £479 million and wins. They get the factory, the cruise site, the Bentley brand, and the tooling. BMW bids £40 million and gets the name, the logo, and the right to start fresh in Goodwood. VW paid more. BMW won. 2023. BMW Group delivers 2.55 million vehicles. Revenue 155.2 billion euros. 154,000 employees across 3 brands. BMW, Mini, Rolls-Royce. Their press announcement called it Securing the Rolls-Royce Legacy. £40 million for a name. Filed under. Things that look strange in 1998. Here's what they're betting the company on now. Electric, but not all in. 2013, the i3. 2014, the i8. BMW arrives at electric vehicles before Tesla has a Model 3. The i3 uses carbon fiber reinforced plastic for the body, a manufacturing first in volume production. The i8 is a plug-in hybrid supercar. Both are technically extraordinary. Both sell in numbers that do not justify the investment. 2021, BMW resets the EV strategy, the iX SUV and i4 sedan. Same electric drivetrain available across existing model lines, not just bespoke EV-only vehicles. The logic, give customers the BMW they already want with an electric option. The next bet, the Neue Klasse platform, named deliberately after the 1962 car that saved the company. The first Neue Klasse production model arrives in 2025. Purpose-built EV architecture. BMW is calling it the biggest transformation in company history. They said the same about the i3. 2023, 376,000 fully electric BMW Group vehicles delivered, up 54% year-on-year. 15% of total deliveries. Target, 50% fully electric by 2030. They are tracking ahead of schedule. For now, 107 years. The same Roundel on an aero engine in an electric SUV. What it stood in front of has changed 4 times. Top 5 numbers from today. 1917, the year the company actually became BMW. 1959, 2 votes away from becoming part of Mercedes. Over 20,000 people forced to work at BMW plants between 1940 and 1945. £40 million. What BMW paid for the Rolls-Royce name. 2.55 million vehicles in 2023. 1 Roundel. If you got this far, you're already 1% deeper into car history than 99% of drivers. Hit subscribe. Mac out.